Good morning. It's Monday, April 7th. Thanks for joining us on Up to the Minute. We're bringing you all the news, announcements, and events, along with a couple of special guests. I'm Dr. Amy Tan, Dean of HCC's English and Communications, with co-host Benjamin Escobar, our HCCTV production specialist. Good morning, Benji.
Good morning, Amy.
How
How
are
are
you
you?
doing?
I'm doing good. I'm very excited to be here on the show with you.
I'm so glad. I always love to when I get a chance to work with you. And I'm wondering if you stayed up on Saturday night to watch that amazing UH game.
Yes, I was actually looking at a TV at a party that I was at. It was my cousin's first birthday party, but they had the TV. I switched it to the channel and I was watching it there, man.
Uh-oh, he got preempted.
No, but that
Well,
was a great game though. That was insane.
incredible. Yeah, just incredible. I know the whole city is super excited and the party in San Antonio looks pretty amazing.
Yeah,
And I know that there might be some people calling in tomorrow morning. We'll see.
probably.
We'll see. Well, Benji, we're live whenever HCC is in session, but how can people find us?
Yes, we're live on the Houston Community College District Facebook page, not HCC, but Houston Community College District. We're also on YouTube, X, LinkedIn, and on HCCTV, our own TV channel, where you can catch a rebroadcast of this show at noon, 5 and 10 p.m., Monday through Friday.
Wonderful. Thanks for that. For Mental Health Monday, we're talking about dreams. And for that, we're joined by Dr. Sean Fitzpatrick, the Executive Director of the Jung Center of Houston, and our Mental Health Monday guest. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning, Amy. How are you doing?
I am doing well. Did you watch the game?
I chickened out. I am a Coug, and I chickened out. I couldn't bear to watch the defeat, and now I have tremendous regret. But I will be there
Yeah.
tonight. I'll be watching tonight.
It's still pretty cool to watch the replay. I watched the last 2 minutes and it was still pretty amazing.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yes.
well, it's good to see you, and I'll be right with you in about 10 minutes.
Sounds good.
First, we're visiting with HCC's Work-Based Learning Talent Solutions Division, and joining us is Taraneh Zekavat, our Talent Solutions Director for Work-Based Learning and Industry Partnerships. Welcome to the show, Tara. What exactly is HCC Talent Solutions? And oh, I'm sorry, I jumped right into the question. I'm just on a roll. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
And are you a Coug fan? It's okay if you're not.
Yes, I am. I'm actually one of the alumni.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm also a UH alum. It's just really, really fantastic that this is happening in our city and for our students and all the alum. I know it's just wonderful. Well, welcome to the show. So talk to us about HCC Talent Solutions. How does it support businesses?
Sure. Talent Solutions Department is the workforce training arm of HCC. We specialize in customized training programs designated to help businesses, nonprofits, and individuals gain the skills they need to succeed. We have leadership development, technical training, or industry-specific upskilling. We create solutions that help organizations grow and stay competitive. We provide flexible, customized training tailored to the unique needs of companies. As I mentioned, we have leadership development, healthcare, manufacturing, and more. We provide training on site, online, or at an HCC facility. We try to be very flexible so we can help our businesses.
So Tara, I'm going to jump in here with a clarifying question just for myself. How is this part of what we would call continuing ed? Is this separate? What's the relationship between continuing ed and talent solutions?
So we are a separate department because we provide customized training, and we have very flexible model. We can go to the businesses, we can send a trainer to provide training at the business. We can modify the schedule because with customized training, we want to make sure that the training that we provide is meeting the business or the employer needs. So yes, we do have a continuing education department, but we are a different separate department in order to provide or shape it in a way that the businesses can get what exactly they need.
That's fantastic. That makes sense to me. Tell us about HCC's training opportunities, including those that are grant funded.
Sure. So, besides customized training, that is one of the services that Talent Solutions provide, we also can apply for grants through Texas Workforce Commission. There are multiple grant opportunities out there, but one of the things that is basically for skills for small business funds is for small businesses who have fewer 100 employees. For larger companies, it's a skills development fund. There are other funds also as well as upskill healthcare fund, which is for healthcare providers. And there is also another grant opportunity called self-sufficiency funds. So all of these different options are available. What we do, we apply for these grant funds that pays the training to upskill employees. So the training would be free to the employers and businesses.
It sounds like you have so much going on. I know that you're excited about this recent $84,000 grant that HCC received, and it's with Texan Dental. Tell us about that example of a company that you have been able to help.
Sure. So yes, we were awarded $84,000 from Texas Workforce Commission that we could use for small businesses. So Texas Dental was one of the companies that we actually worked to provide training. We have a variety of other companies, but we wanted to spotlight Texas Dental because they had a very successful training, which was completed. And we still have funds available that can pay for the training for other small businesses. So yes, as you mentioned that, yes, we have been awarded $84,000, but we still have, is there still more money left to help the small businesses?
So you're actively looking for partners who want to work with
Absolutely.
you. And HCC recently launched an entrepreneurship, I can never say that word, entrepreneurship series. What can you tell us about that?
So we collaborated with the American Turkic Business Council. We launched this entrepreneurship seminar. It's a 5-week program with the focus of helping these young individuals who want to be successful entrepreneurs. We started this 2 weeks ago, and actually we would like to provide more training. So the classes are very small size, up to 10 individuals, and with the focus on making them successful in their businesses.
And I know that you're working closely with our community and local businesses. What is your impact on local businesses and community development?
As I mentioned, so we help these businesses, small businesses or employers with upskilling their employees. So with all these different kinds of training, customized training that we provide, we are helping them. We are helping them in their to economically grow, and also we contribute to the workforce to empower their employees.
It's an excellent partnership. How can businesses and individuals take advantage of these opportunities?
Just connect with us. We can help you with customized training. We can provide funding for you. We will apply. We will help you throughout the process. And the training would be free at no cost to the employer. So why not taking advantage of the opportunity?
I think it sounds perfect. And so can you talk to me a little bit about you talked about your impact. Do you have a mission statement? Can you tell us a little bit about your mission and how you see yourself as part of the Houston economy?
Well, the mission statement would be helping all these employers and businesses to grow, helping the workforce grow, and connect with us to provide any type of customized training that they would like to see for their employees. And just we are here to help the workforce.
Absolutely. And, really empowering organizations and creating that connection between training, employers and employees. And it's a beautiful partnership and a wonderful organization that you contribute to. And we really appreciate everything you do. It's been wonderful to talk to you this morning. Tara.
Thank you.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. I just wanted to appreciate you for having me on the show.
Well, we really appreciate your coming to talk to us. And I want to let everybody know this is Tara Zekavat, Director of Talent Solutions for HCC Work-Based Learning and Industry Partnerships. And Tara, we're going to have all this information in the post after the show, so our guests can go and click on it and can find you and can hopefully take advantage of all the wonderful opportunities that you offer.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. We'll see you next time. After a commercial break, Benji will be back to talk to our Mental Health Monday guest.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
That one day at PE when they were like yelling at me and then you just linked arms with me. I don't think you know how much like that helped me. I finally like knew that I had somebody.
Welcome back to Up to the Minute. Now we're moving on to Dr. Sean Fitzpatrick. He's the Executive Director of the Jung Center of Houston and our Mental Health Monday guest. Welcome back to the show, Sean.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
Of course. I mean, we're looking forward to discussing the topic of dreams, which is crazy because last night I had a very strange dream. I feel like I was in control of it. Like I could kind of tell myself, go do this, go do that. It was very weird. And I kind of just fell into it, but I digress.
I welcome digressions, but we'll keep ahead, and then I have thoughts about that if it's useful.
Okay, awesome. Researchers tell us we all dream when we sleep, and we may not remember them when we wake up, which is I can testify for that. But dreaming is a normal part of our experience. I mean, what purpose do dreams serve? I mean, do they mean anything?
Yeah, dreams are one of my favorite subjects. They can be hard to talk about, right? Because they can be hard to remember. I've seen researchers have suggested there's a reason for that actually our dreaming experience is encoded in memory, but it's encoded in a different system than our waking experience, right? So that is what makes it maybe once just right after we wake up that those dreams start to fade in our awareness and can be maybe hard to hold on to. I had a conversation once with a neuroscientist named is David Eagleman, and pretty well known. He's out at Stanford now, and he said that actually, if you take fMRI machines and you observe the dreaming brain and the waking brain, he says, we're actually dreaming all the time. It's just that when we're awake, we're not attending to it. Some researchers say that dreams are just meaningless noise. Sometimes maybe they say that they're a reflection of the mind's, experience of the day, and they're trying to consolidate memory around it. But I come from a psychological tradition that views them as meaningful, and that paying attention to them can actually be helpful to us in our waking lives.
Wow. I mean, and what would you have to say about people who daydream as well? I mean, not only do you dream at night, but then you kind of start staring at a wall for a little bit and you start thinking about stuff. Then you're caught you're like, oh, how long I've been looking at this wall, like thinking of something,
Yeah, well, they're a continuum, right? They're all in the in the same basic space, which is our imagination. And imagination gets really devalued in this culture for a variety of reasons. But the way that Jungian psychology approaches it, both imagination, fantasy, daydream, imagination, and dream, is that it's really the psyche speaks in image. We've all heard that phrase, the picture's worth 1,000 words.
Yeah.
And there's some really psychological depth to that, and that the processes of our mind and our body are being expressed in image all the time. And so I'm a big believer in daydreaming, and kinds of daydreaming can move into what we might call active imagination, which is very close to a dreaming state.
Okay. I mean, I think one thing that I've noticed maybe with my dreams is that they're kind of like a subconscious thing that's going on in my head. Kind of like, let's say if I'm, worried about somebody or worried about something, that kind of tends to come up in my dream. Maybe not that same night, but usually within the same week. I mean, is there something correlating to that or?
Yeah. So, the first thing I would say is that, when we're talking about working with dreams, we're talking about an interpretive art. We're not talking about science.
Yeah.
And the second thing I would say, and I have a third thing to say to actually answer your question, is that the second thing I would say is that, we tend to want images and experiences and dreams to be a kind of sign, right? So that the meaning is really clear, that one thing is standing in for another thing, when it's really layers of meaning. And an experience that you have in a dream might mean something to you right after you have it. And then as you live, as you maybe have more dreams, the meaning might start to shift. So the third thing to address, like the people that you dream about, is that often when we start to work with dreams in a clinical setting, the first thing we'll do is we'll ask, well, what's been going on in your life? Like, what happened the day before you had this? We really try to ground it in your lived experience. So yes, often, this is a general attitude that I have toward having dreams about people who I know in the real world, is that usually the dream is reflecting on our relationship with that person, and sometimes showing us more of that relationship than we're consciously aware of, right? Or compensating, Jung would say, for the attitude that the ego has toward that person. So we might find that they act in different ways when we're dreaming than we experience them in regular life, or that we in a dream get to know a little bit more about how we the breadth of how we feel or experience them than we do when we're awake.
Okay, and not only are dreams, I feel like there's the good dreams, and then there's also bad dreams where sometimes they can be quite scary in a sense. I mean, uh, what would you say to like maybe like a patient or things like that? I mean, just to kind of get out of that cycle or just to not worry too much about those like bad dreams, I guess you could say. I don't.
Yeah. So I will say two things about it. The very first thing I will say is that people who have experienced trauma often will have dreams that are repetitions of that trauma, or that are symbolically repetitions of that trauma. And that can be incredibly disruptive, right? It can mean that you don't get good sleep. You can feel as though you can't be free of those dreams, that you don't ever get free of the experience. And so for people who are having those kinds of dreams, I really do recommend treatment, both in conventional psychotherapy and potentially also treatment for the trauma, but treatment that helps you sleep and helps the sort of draw down the intensity of those dreams. But it is really common for us to have nightmares or just dreams that don't feel good, right? We wake up feeling strange. And what I would encourage you to do with those dreams is to pay attention to them, understand that dreams are kind of like a snapshot of the human psyche. A series of dreams over time is a little bit more like a motion picture, so you can see change, change over time. And as we pay attention and take seriously what we're experiencing in our dreams, often the mind or the psyche will collaborate with us about it, and then begin to show us more. And those experiences will begin to change in tone, and the more we're reflective about how they might represent aspects of our life that we haven't been paying attention to, or aspects of our experience, the more the dreams themselves will change. Right?
Wow. Well, that's great to hear. And I know we're kind of running out of time here. Talking about dreams, we could go on and on and on, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, any events that are coming up over there at the Young Center?
Yeah, I wish I could say that we've got a dream workshop coming up around the corner, but we don't. We do often. We often do a lot of content on dreams. So one thing that's happening, two things actually. On Friday night, we have something called an evening of playback theater. It's a great evening where the stories that audience members bring, they tell to the performers, and the performers then improvise the
Oh,
stories
wow.
in real
Okay.
time. Yeah, it's really cool. And then the second thing I'll mention is that on Saturday we have a workshop called Conscious Eldering, Aging with Purpose and Passion by a really charismatic and thoughtful presenter who's coming in from Colorado. His name is Ron Pevney. That'll be all day on Saturday.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Dr. Sean Fitzpatrick. You know, you're always welcome on the show, and we love having you on. He's the executive director of the Jung Center of Houston and our Mental Health Monday guest. And we'll have all of that info on our post after the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. It's always a
Yeah,
pleasure.
of course. All right, coming up next, we have a quick commercial break. Amy and I will return with some news and announcements, so stay tuned.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars. It's really tall. I'm a rocket structural engineer designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands? Yes. You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
And we're back with some news and announcements. Today is World Health Day. HCC Talent and Learning Development says, since it's World Health Day, check its Percipio site for non-mandatory training in stress management and other professional development sessions to help live a healthier and more productive life. That's today, Monday, April 7th, World Health Day. Be sure to check the post after the show for more information on those trainings. And there is going to be something else you can do for stress management, right, Benji?
Yes, whether you're dealing with work pressures, personal struggles, classes, or simply wanting to improve your overall well-being, this workshop, which is open to all students, faculty, and staff, will empower you to take control of your stress and thrive. This will take place Tuesday, April 8th, which is tomorrow, at 11 a.m. Through Teams. So anybody can join. So check out our post after the show for more info. And I know we have a step challenge coming up, right?
Yes, and this can also help you manage stress, getting active. The
Yeah.
Office of Student Life at HCC Southeast and Rec Sports is launching a step challenge series throughout the month of April. Coming up next is a fitness class with Kia. That's going to be on Wednesday, April 9th from 1 to 2 p.m. at the East Side Student Life foyer lobby. And you can check the post after the show for more information. And just from personal experience, I highly recommend a daily step goal. It really does make a difference. But if exercise isn't your thing, maybe you can check out the arts.
Yes, we have a consumer arts and sciences hiring fair. I mean, we're talking hospitality, culinary, pastry, cosmetology, fashion design, and merchandising. Students and grads can meet potential employers, explore internships, network, and learn industry trends at this career fair. You can even interview on the spot, so dress professionally and bring plenty of resumes. This will take place Wednesday, April 16th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the HCC Central Culinary Arts Building. So check out our post after the show for more info. And again, about, well, not really, but take steps to walk, but walk where?
Yes, we're very excited because it's that time of year. We're getting close to graduation, and this is the time to get yourself registered if you're ready to graduate. The countdown is on. Students who have met their academic requirements and have registered to graduate need to make sure they're ready to walk the stage by registering for commencement. That's separate from registering for graduation. The deadline to register for commencement is coming up Friday, April 18th. I think that's next week. So we're talking 2 weeks. Check our post after the show for more information. And I know that there's a little bit of a change this year. They're going to be issuing tickets for guests. So that's a new thing. There's going to be communication coming out on that too. So be looking for that.
Awesome. And then we have summer registration is ongoing. So make the most of your summer by locking in those classes to stay on track. HCC classes are still offering a variety of programs, semester lengths, and a range of modalities, including online anytime, online on a schedule, hybrid, in person, and hybrid lab. So to learn more about HCC programs, start dates, and options to cover costs, visit hccs.edu/apply.
Yeah, make sure you lock in the times and the locations and the professors and the classes that you want. Don't delay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Benji, do you have plans to watch the big game tonight? You said you did, right?
Yes, I do. I'll probably watch it on my parents' restaurant. I got a shift there today.
Which restaurant is that? Did I know that?
Yeah, it's right here on 290 and Hollister. It's Limeños restaurant's like a little local Salvadoran restaurant.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I know the whole city is going to be tuning in to watch our Cougs, and we wish them all the best as they compete for this amazing championship. Coming up, we'll welcome Northeast Vice President Dr. Helen Graham to discuss the upcoming HCC Northline Community Fair to explore exciting career pathways and family-friendly activities. And for Tasty Tuesday, Chef Dubrasca Wawa, the aunt of one of our HCCTV production specialists, returns to talk about her Venezuelan dishes. So be sure to join us for that. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you so much, Benji, and we'll see you all next time.